no interest at all unless you go to Kaifang. He said, ooh. That's how I ended up there. And we had a Feast of Tabernacles celebration on a Buddhist shrine. I'm serious. Can't make this stuff up. Deuteronomy 28 talks about the blessings if we Jewish people are faithful to God and the Torah, and curses if we're not faithful. And whether my Jewish people or even Christians know this or not, we Jewish people have been under a curse, a horrible curse of spiritual blindness. But I want to prove to you tonight, the curse is over. The curse is finished of spiritual blindness. And here's how I can prove it to you. There's a term called fullness of the Gentiles. The Gentiles are fulfilled. Various words like that. And it's found in two specific passages I want to take you to. Luke chapter 21, verse 24. Messiah said, they, that's the Jewish people, will fall by the edge of the sword and will be led away captive to all nations. Isn't that what happened to us? We did fall by the edge of the sword. We were led away captive to all nations. And Jerusalem will be trampled on by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Anyone been to Israel lately? Do you know who owns Jerusalem? It's in our possession. Does that mean the times of the Gentiles were fulfilled? I believe it does. But you need two or more witnesses. Let's get a second witness. Romans chapter 11, verse 25 to 26. For I do not want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers, lest you be wise in your own estimation. For a partial hardening has come upon Israel. Why partial? Well, I'm a Jewish believer in the Messiah. Paul Wilker's a Jewish believer in the Messiah. You know many Jewish believers in the Messiah. So that means some Jewish people miraculously came to know before the fullness of the Gentiles occurred. However, partial hardening has come upon Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in. And so all Israel will be saved. There's a great mystery in this. But there will be, when you see maybe 1,000 Jewish people coming to the Lord at one time, then you'll know that the spiritual scales are removed. You just saw that in case you missed my little commercial there. When you see Jewish people coming to the Lord, when you see Jerusalem in Jewish hands, know you're at the fullness of the Gentiles. That means that curse is finished. So then why isn't every Jewish person running to Yeshua? Easy. If you have a mindset for 2,000 years and a little recording inside of you that comes either directly or indirectly from the rabbis of the Jewish community of you can't be Jewish and believe in Jesus, even with the spiritual blinders off, the mindset is still there. That's what's going on at this moment. And by the way, why is it important for a Jew to be Jewish? Most Jews you ask, they say, I don't know, but I'm a Jew. I was born a Jew and I'll die a Jew. I don't go to synagogue. I'm not religious, but I'm born a Jew and I'll die a Jew. I don't know. It's because Jeremiah 31:31 says, behold, the days come in which I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. And the Jewish people, Jeremiah says, will be maintained as a distinct people as long as there's a sun, moon, and stars. Last time I checked, there's a sun and moon and stars. How did God keep us together? Losing our country, losing our temple, losing the only acceptable way to be right with God outside of the alternative rabbinic Judaism came up with. It's not based on the Torah, but based on, we have to come up with something. How did we Jews be maintained as a distinct people? God put it distinct in our heart. I was born a Jew, and I will die a Jew. So you walk up to your Jewish friend who already has that mindset, I want to be Jewish, and you say you too can become a Christian. You've just moved them from your AM to their FM. The smile will be there, but the attention span is gone. So how did 1,000 Jewish people come to the Lord if that's the mindset, which it is? Easy. Just follow the instruction book. The instruction book says the Jew requires a sign. By the way, you know where the glory came from. Romans 9 says about the Jewish people, of them is the glory. It's all connected. The glory, Israel being a nation, Jewish people coming to the Lord. It's all connected. Now, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3 talks about the end of time, the end times. And this is what the prophet says. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but it speaks of the end times, and does not lie. If it delays, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. And then jump up to the 9th verse. The glory of this latter house will be greater than the former. When? In the end times. The glory of this latter house will be greater than the former, says the Lord of hosts. And in this place I will give peace, shalom, completeness, says the Lord. And this is talked about in Acts chapter 2, verse 17 to 21. Peter's quoting Joel. He says, in the last days it shall be, same thing I just read, the end times, the last days, in the last days it shall be, says God, that I will pour out my spirit, not just in Jerusalem. What does he say? On all flesh. In the last days, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your young men shall see visions. Your old men shall dream dreams. Even on my men servants and maidservants, I will pour out my spirit in those days, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in the heaven above, signs on the earth below, before that great and glorious day of the Lord comes. And whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. So before judgment comes mercy. And mercy is the glory of God. There is no way a country like the United States of America, whose school system starts in pre-kindergarten, conditioning these young kid babies almost to become heathen in their belief, anti-God. We have a whole generation. If you look in Congress today, you'll see some of them that are in Congress right now, and they don't know the difference between their left hand and their right hand. They don't have any morality compass. What is going to happen? It's almost similar to the first church. The first church had the same problem. Did you know that? The first church were all Jews. We had a moral compass, the 10 Commandments. But the pagans didn't. And now, Peter has this vision that we're welcoming the pagans into the church. What do you do with them? How do they get a moral compass? We're walking into the greatest hour the church has ever seen. The greatest, you're going to get these pagans, and the pagans back then were no worse than the pagans of this generation. No worse. So how do I reach 1,000 Jews with this mindset? And the Jews are part of the pagan culture right now too. They're all pagans. How do you reach them? The Jew requires a sign. When the glory comes in like a cloud. I have to tell you this one thing. The outreach you just saw, I did one, let's see, I think that was the outreach. It was just recently in Israel. I was sabotaged, literally. A group of anti-missionaries infiltrated the buses. And they had something planned where you saw over 1,000 Jews come stand up and receive the Messiah. Where you saw that? None showed up. None. They had an organized protest that was supposed to erupt in the middle of my talk. I brought some of my tour people with me. And they felt so sorry for me. Well, I felt sorry for me, to tell you the truth. I mean, how would you like to be speaking and all of a sudden, large numbers of people start standing up? I'm talking, this never happened before. And they move away out of their seats into the aisle areas. And who knows what they're going to do? I couldn't believe it. His glory is so amazing. They don't say a word, and they just walk out. I could have done better than to disrupt it. Just me alone. There's no reason that meeting should have continued. None. Except for this awesome, greater glory of God. You have no idea what's about ready to happen on planet Earth. The least likely member of your family to come to know the Messiah cannot stand against the greater glory. It's a new game. It's a new ball game for the church. It's a totally new adventure. We've never been down this road before. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 14 talks about knowledge of the glory. For the earth will be filled with the knowledge. You know what the knowledge is? The knowledge is the spiritual senses being opened up. The glory you'll discern on the inside. The glory you will see with your eyes. The glory you will hear with your ears. The glory you will smell with your nose. This knowledge, see, when the glory comes, you won't know how to operate. You know why? You should be flat on your face. You can't evangelize well flat on your face. You can't go in the highways and byways in the four corners of the earth. When you're flat, you're going to have the knowledge of this glory to operate, to navigate. Sort of like swimming. If you don't know how to swim, you're in big trouble. You're in the water. You have a bathing suit, but you sink. So this is what Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 14 says. For the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. When will this happen? Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1 through 3. When you see what I'm about ready to read. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. For darkness shall cover the earth, deep darkness the peoples. But the Lord shall rise upon you, and his glory shall be seen upon you. Nations shall come to your light, kings to the brightness of your rising. People will see the glory on you. Have you ever seen pictures of the early saints? And they have like a halo over them? That was the best the artist could do, to show the glory. That's the type of thing that people will see over you wherever you go. Can you picture walking into Jerusalem with that glory on you? You want to get a crowd? It would be easy. Easy. When you're praying for the glory, you're not praying for the glory. Some people are being healed right now, by the way. There are people whose necks have just been healed. Your back has just been healed. I had a word earlier. There's someone with an arm that has a rash over that arm. That rash is disappearing right now. There are people with allergies and breathing problems. You're being healed right now. There are people with your fingers have arthritis, and you might have carpal tunnel. You're being healed right now. It's so strong in mass. I'm going to ask you to demonstrate your faith. You see, if you're unsaved, like those Jewish people, you can't demonstrate your faith. Would you like to know why? You wouldn't have any faith. They're unsaved. But people with faith have to walk into their healing. So those whose conditions I mentioned that would like to get rid of the pain, stand up right now. If you don't want to get rid of the pain, stay in your seat. Be my guest. Go see a chiropractor. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. I didn't move into hearts, diabetes. I didn't move into that. Do you know why? He paid the price 2,000 years ago. I don't have to name your condition. He's already healed you. That doesn't mean it's manifested, but he did everything he's ever going to do 2,000 years ago, and he sat down when he finished. So therefore, it's a matter of us jumping into it rather than, oh, please heal me. How can he? He already did. I mean, it's kind of a redundant type, oxymoron type of question. He's already done it. We're like, oh God, why won't you heal me? I did everything you need, and I'm seated. You have all authority. Right now, I gave you my name. So, I want you to do something. If you can't jump, raise a hand. But if you can jump, when I count 3, I don't know if you caught what I just said, but if you have a condition you want to be healed of, it's probably maybe something that you wouldn't know instantly, like blood pressure or, something like diabetes or something like that. Now is the acceptable time to receive what is already your inheritance. To receive what already belongs to you. Now, many of you will get miracles. A miracle means instantly all the symptoms disappear. Some of you will get healings if you don't unplug your lamp. What do I mean by that? As long as the plug is in, your faith is in, that you've already received this, and this moment is when it's going to manifest in your body. But sometimes it's a healing. A healing is a gradual miracle. A miracle is an instant healing. So sometimes it's a healing, but you pull the cord out of the electricity, the minute the symptoms either come back or never left. Keep the electricity going. And through faith and patience, you will, if you don't unplug the lamp, inherit the promises. Through faith and patience, you will, not might, you will inherit. And you've given up too many times. A famous general said this: never give up. Never give up. Never give up. The only one that's going to give up is the devil and his lying symptoms. That's the only one that's going to give up. So, I'm going to count to 3. And when I say 3, if you're able, if you're not able to do this, do something else, but do something. There was one person that was paralyzed. Do something. The only thing I can move is one little thing. Just do it. Whatever it is, do something by faith. But if you're able to jump at the count of 3, and by the way, this isn't a formula. It's just helping you have a point of contact when you plugged in for the healing. This is your moment to plug in. Some of you will have like electricity go through you. Some of you won't feel a thing. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. While you're walking through the valley, as many of you have been, never give up. I've talked to too many people with cancer that the battle was too hard. And why did they die? They gave up. They got weary and tired. And they were so close to their miracle. So close to their healing. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. I mean, why would God take someone out right now from, say, cancer, when the greatest move in the history of the world is starting? The greatest! I wouldn't want to be alive at any other time. I wouldn't even want to be alive at the first coming of Messiah compared to what's coming now. It's a greater glory. I wasn't born yesterday. It's a greater glory. So when I count to 3, I want you to jump for joy and say Yeshua. Now, you can't follow my formula. It's just a point of contact. Recognize that. You're literally jumping into the glory, in case you were wondering what you're doing. 1. Are you ready? 2. Say out loud. This is mine. It's my inheritance. I'm getting it. 3. But Paul Woodward here, I hesitate to share this because this is the biggest secret on the planet to walk in the glory. You're not praying for the glory, you're praying for Yeshua. You're praying for intimacy with Him. You're praying and